From Warren Hills School District Stadium in Washington, New Jersey, Stateliner Sports Network proudly presents the 2018 Pin Cancer Match, matching the Phillipsburg Stateliners and Warren Hills Blue Streaks. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Moore, and along with Bob Kerp, we'll be bringing you all the hold-by-hold of tonight's matchup. Phillipsburg Warren Hills Wrestling in the Pin Cancer Classic is a service of the Rothman Institute, a worldwide leader in orthopedics and official orthopedic partner of the NJSIAA. Visit RothmanInstitute.com. And by the Firth Youth Center, proud promoter of youth athletics in Warren County. For more information, visit www.firthyouthcenter.com. Stateliners have already warmed up, and Warren Hills is out on the mat now. We have a sun-drenched home of the Blue Streaks here in Washington, New Jersey. Never thought I might say that again after the last 5 days of all the rain, but dried out in time today. Got the mat out on the football field, a good crowd in the stands across the way, and we're looking forward to tonight's matchup. Going from the lightweights to the uppers, here are our matchups tonight for Phillipsburg. It'll be James Day, a freshman, against Jared Lee of the Streaks, a freshman, in our opening match. Followed by Logan Matsko of Phillipsburg, a sophomore, 18 and 15 a year ago, against freshman Noah DiNapoli of the Streaks, 13 and 13 last year in middle school competition. Joey Innamorato for Phillipsburg will be third up, a freshman, and he will face freshman Max Pagano of the Streaks, 7 and 1 a year ago. Jason Tino of the Stateliners, 3 and 0 against Greg Slifkin of Warren Hills. He's a junior, 15 and 16. Tino, a sophomore. Phillipsburg senior Bryce Parenti, 2 and 1 a year ago against Stephen Melia, a freshman coming off a 4 and 2 middle school campaign for the Streaks. Stateliner state place winner Travis Jones, a senior, 41 and 6, will go up against Logan Nota, a junior, 15 and 12, and that's a rematch from last year when the Pin Cancer event was held at Phillipsburg High School. Luke Hardin of Phillipsburg, a senior, 2 and 6, will meet Nick Gorab, a junior, 0 and 4 a year ago for the Streaks. Stateliner district champion Kyle Tino, a senior, 25 and 11, will face Nemeth of Warren Hills, a junior, 15 and 17 last season. TJ Abode of Phillipsburg, a senior, 3 and 6, will meet Chris Oster of Warren Hills, a senior, 18 and 15 a year ago. Stateliner state place winner Cody Harrison, a senior, 37 and 5, will meet junior Nick Hildebrandt, 14 and 17. Phillipsburg junior Jake Wicks will go up against freshman Tyler McCarthy, 16 and 0 last year in middle school. Austin Roth of Phillipsburg, a senior, 22 and 12, will meet sophomore Logan Pocari. He is 4 and 17 a year ago. Gage Horvath of the Stateliners, a sophomore, 0 and 3, against Nick Galka, region place winner, a senior, 25 and 6 for the Streaks. And in our final match up at 285, Cody Klutz of Phillipsburg, a junior, 11 and 12 a year ago, will face Duro Ajayi of the Streaks. He was a senior, 21 and 15. Warren Hills coached by Dave Sabrisha. This is his first season. Warren Hills grad in 2006, 78 and 22 in his career. He was a two-time district champ, 100 Sussex Warren champ, two-time regional place winner. And Warren Hills will be competing again this year in District 12. Phillipsburg, out of District 9 last year and the year before, will now be in District 13. And that changes the Stateliners from Region 3 to Region 4. And we still don't know who will host districts and regions this coming year. So we'll get all that checked out as well. So the Stateliners coming off a 17 and 2 dual meet record last year, including just one loss in New Jersey, a Group 4 championship, and a number 4 ranking in the state coaches poll. Stateliners coached by Dave Post, who wrestled at Cornell. State place winner where he went 111-22 as a Stateliner, graduating in 2003. And then letter winner at Cornell and was honorable mention All-Ivy in 2004. The Stateliners have graduated their all-time wins leader and state runner-up Brian Meyer, along with 2-time region runner-up Cullen Day, 2018 district champ and region third Lance Wissing, and region place winner Shamir Brothers and district champ Josh Ramos. But again, they return Travis Jones, going to lead that squad this year. Jones last year finishing 7th in the state, a district and a region champ, 41-6, and a record of 70-21 in his career. Right now, public address announcer Ed Mancinelli has asked everyone to stand as we will have the singing of our national anthem. Our national anthem from Warren Hills. They do have fans blowing on the mats. And Mancinelli now going out to announce the starting lineups to the crowd. So we had a little bit of a breeze before, Bob, but I noticed during the national anthem that the
flag was not moving at all. Not moving at all. So they have blowers at the edge of the mat, and I think part of that was perhaps to dry off the turf before the mats went down. So they're on artificial turf, so it's a drier surface than you might have otherwise. And despite the sun being out pretty strongly during the JV matchups, the mat was not hot, even though it's a royal blue here.
Again, got a good crowd in the stands, and this is all for raising funds for the fight against cancer. And the first time they've been outside in 3 years. The weather, Mother Nature's not cooperated the last 2 years. They had to move it inside last year at the Phillipsburg High School gym, and I know a couple years ago everyone really hoping it could be outside tonight because it was a stifling gym at Warren Hills a couple of years ago. So everyone happy to be outside, although the fans are fighting with the sun in their eyes for a bit yet. I guess sunset still about an hour and 15 minutes away, but still a nice night compared to what we've had over the last few nights.
Yeah, some of the fans are staring into the sun for watching wrestling, which is obviously not the norm. But it's a nice feature to be able to do this outside. Obviously, it's an experience you don't normally get for a wrestling match.
It's becoming more popular in college. Some of the Big Ten schools will have like one match outside, maybe before a football game.
Okay.
To get tens of thousands into the stands, and I think Rutgers has done it as well. But that's becoming more popular at the very beginning of the season.
But you have to admire the effort to obviously put this together. I mean, it's not as if the mats are close by. So they're probably transported by vehicles and brought out here, and you've got to protect against the weather and be prepared in the event of a change.
Cody Klutz, the state liner heavyweight, the last to be announced for the state liners. And he'll face Doro Ajay. Our referees tonight, the same three from last year. It's Joe Benvenuto, Frank Leitner, and Chip Kastner. So the captains and coaches will meet out at the center of the mat for the flip. Joe Benvenuto going to handle that assignment for the officials.
So the attire for everybody tonight's a bit more casual in consideration of the weather.
You don't see many referees out there in sunglasses either in the middle of the mat. State liners won the flip. That toss, I think, caught Galka in the leg. So we're just about set. It'll be James Day of Phillipsburg, couple of freshmen. There are 7 freshmen in the lineup tonight. 7 freshmen, 4 sophomores, 7 juniors, 10 seniors. Just had Ed Manzano, he's just asking if we're doing 2. Yeah, we're doing 2, 1.5, 1.5 for the periods. All right, James Day of the State Liners and Jared Lee of Warren Hills. Headgear optional. Day tried to get in on the right leg. Now spins around, blocked off by Lee by his right arm. Got the State Liner cheerleaders right in front of us. Day with half a shot at the right leg and could not finish that. Then Lee looking for a front head and arm. Day's in on a double. Picks up Lee, drops him down. Day has a takedown and a 2-0 lead. Day with the lift, tries to step through. Lee sits, turns, and Day stays right with him, and they're off the mat back to the center at 45 seconds to go in the first. Lee getting set. Now Day, right hand tight waist, left elbow. Breaks down Lee on the whistle. Trying to work a hazard tilt. Controlling that left wrist, pulling that across the body. Day maintaining control. Just out of the center of the blue Warren Hills mat. There's that hazard tilt. Lee rolls on through. Lee comes to a stand, then a standing hazard, and a 1 count, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gave him a 5 count. That'll be 3 back points for James Day as the first period comes to an end. So the State Liner freshman out in front, 5-0.
The second tilt worked much better than the first, as he was able to prevent Lee from really posting with the far arm very well.
Okay, that was a 4 count and then a 1, so not 5, and 2 back points is 4-0. I thought that was a little stretch to go. I thought I heard Joe count 5. So it's 4-0 Day after 1. Lee picks up Day's right leg. At the edge, there's back points coming, or 1 count for Lee, that's all. They'll go back to the center. Day getting set, hands and knees. Lee with a left hand tight waist, tried to go to a standing cradle, and Day is out, and he leads 5-0. Talking to Phillipsburg coach Dave Post and assistant Scott Silvas beforehand, they like the participation they've been getting all summer. Had their own camp where they had 60-some participants. They took more than 30, or approximately 30 wrestlers to Lycoming for a camp there.
Yeah, it's dedication, obviously, that gets you in a wrestling room in the summertime when there's plenty of other distractions.
Worked and control each other's hand and wrist right in the center. Dave tried to pull him through. Under 30 seconds to wrestle here in the second with Day on top 5-0. First period takedown, pair of back points, and an escape. Just tried a power shrug that he couldn't finish. Again, we're wrestling a 2-minute first period and 1.5 in the second and the third. Front head and arm now by Lee. Under 5 seconds to go. And stalemate called with 1.9 seconds remaining.
Day's been content to stay neutral here in the second period with his advantage.
And he is up 5-0 after 2. The choice is Lee's, and he will choose neutral in the third. Stateliners are going back to the King of the Mountain tournament. That's how they will start the 2018-2019 season in December. Again, the front head and arm by Lee. Day's able to pop his head out of that. Wrestlers kind of eyeing each other up right in the center. Day's in on the right leg behind the knee. Trying to pick that leg up. Day with pressure, or Lee with pressure on the head. Day trying to pick that leg up at the knee. Lee hanging on at the edge. No advantage. They're off with 36 seconds to go in the bout.
Lee did well to fight that off. Day just took a step left and was able to get around the leg of Lee.
Circle each other right and then left. Do think we might have a couple of tired wrestlers at this point. They reached for the right leg, couldn't pull it in. Day's with a little blood, and he will get some blood time here with 17 seconds to go in the bout.
Well, they're in summer conditioning, certainly, so the 1.5, 2 is at least a good consideration for them. And while it's not as hot as it's been, it's a warm night to be out there on the mat.
And humidity not as bad as it's been, but it is still humid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they'd much rather be inside in air conditioning, but you know, for the fundraising event, you know, they'll take care of it. They stopped the blood clot.
If the guys enjoy some of the Greco-Roman wrestling over the summer as a slightly different experience that helps them work more on upper body moves.
Just under 15 seconds to go here. Day with that 5-0 lead, in on the right leg again, trying to pick that leg up. Circling, locked through the crotch is Lee to block it off, and that'll do it. So James Day, Phillipsburg with a 5-0 decision, and the Stateliners have a 3-0 lead in the match.
All of Day's takedown moves really were to the left. And good enough, it was the big first period 4 points that made the difference.
Logan Matzko in this second weight class out for Phillipsburg, the sophomore, 18-15 a year ago. And Noah DiNapoli, a freshman for Warren Hills, 13-3 middle school last year. Matzko wearing a pad on his left knee. No headgear. Tried to get in on a barrel roll. Now trying to spin around behind DiNapoli. DiNapoli looking at a front head and arm. At the edge of the mat across the way. Still no advantage. As Matzko backpedals to the center. Chip Kastner will be the referee for this bout. DiNapoli tried to horse his way behind Matzko. Matz go in on a double. DiNapoli draped over top. Matz go drops him down to his hip. Turns in and has the takedown. Matz go on top, 2-0. Off the edge of the mat they go at 26 seconds to go here in the first. And I have a feeling that did not start at 2 minutes in the period. It might have started at 1.5 minutes. Cannot confirm that because I didn't look, but that just seemed like a very fast 1.5 minutes. Matz go riding. Reaching for a cross-face cradle. Final 5 seconds here of the first. And Logan Matsko of Phillipsburg has a 2-0 lead after 1. Logan, a District 9 champ a year ago, finishing 7th in the King of the Mountain, 8th in the 100 and Sussex Warren, an 18 and 15 year, and he's going to go underneath to start the second. DiNapoli with a left-hand tight waist on the whistle. Reaching back through the crotch on the thigh pry. Matsko sits, gets control of the right wrist, stands at the edge in front of the Stateliner bench. Matsko tried to sit out and turn in, and DiNapoli will take him off the mat with 1:09 to wrestle here in the second.
So Matsko had some good moments last year, but for him to move up in weight, I think it's going to be an effort for him to get stronger in the offseason.
Matsko again sits, turns in, he's got the reversal. And Matsko leads 4-0. Matsko riding out the right side. I thought in talking with the coaches last year that they thought Matsko might be back at 3 again. That stopped potentially dangerous. I'm not sure if he had to cut weight at all last year. Then again, you know, sometimes the team lineup is better if you move up. You know, try to get the best out of 14 weight classes.
Yeah, the liner lineup last year was highly variable, with people moving around from match to match. And talking with Coach Post, I mean, the team attitude was very good about that.
Had a lot of different wrestlers in the varsity lineup. Now we just lost power to the scoreboard. Now they're... All right, that just reset and the time expired. 14 seconds to go.
And who could argue?
That actually reads, there we go.
Here we go.
Now we're at 14 seconds.
Scoreboard is behind us. And there's only one.
Okay.
But we're outside.
DiNapoli set.
Enjoy the moment.
Keeps that left hand tight waist, chops at the right elbow. And Matsko is going to ride out the second period. He's ahead 4-0 after 2.
Yeah, Logan was never really challenged there in controlling DiNapoli.
DiNapoli will take neutral in the third, as did Jared Lee in our opening bout. Stateliners have a 3-0 lead in the match on the 5-0 decision by James Day. And Logan Matsko here in the second bout of 14 with a 4-0 lead in the third period. Matsko reaching for a double and has himself a takedown. Matsko leads 6-0. That's the third Phillipsburg takedown, and this the second bout of the night. Matsko with that left-hand tight waist, trying to bar the right arm. Bars that right arm, reaching for the left wrist. Can't quite reach far enough to get that as he tries to drive this bar.
And DiNapoli's keeping his arm extended.
At the edge of the mat, right in front of our Stateliners Sports Network camera, and they go off the mat as he tried to work a hazard with 25 seconds to go. Tried to just tilt him with that bar. Back to the center with DiNapoli getting ready. Matz go left hand, tight waist, right elbow. Picks up on the left ankle in the whistle. Now works that tight waist, working on the right elbow. Matz go reaching for that left wrist. Now he's just going to he's got a half, one and a half on the left side with the bar. Trying to step across with the bar as the time expires, and that'll be a 6-0 victory for Logan Matsko of Phillipsburg over Noah DiNapoli of Warren Hills. We are through 2. It's Phillipsburg 6 and Warren Hills 0. Going to get a look at another Stateliner freshman, a highly touted freshman, in Joey Innamorato, facing a Warren Hills freshman, Max Pagano. Pagano was 7-1 last year, middle school record. Off the mat, no advantage. Frank Leitner will be the referee for this bout. Innamorato spinning around the right side, blocked off and works a headlock and throws Pagano to his back. Innamorato trying to get more weight on the right shoulder, picking up on that right arm. Pagano trying to bridge. Innamorato walking with that headlock, trying to walk out in front. Looking in is Frank Leitner, and the fall. In 1:10 with a headlock for Joey Innamorato. All right, I think we're going 130, 130, 130. That was a 40-second fall, according to Ed Mancinelli. And Phillipsburg will now lead 12-0 on 2 decisions and a fall.
And Innamorato was very aggressive in that, the most we've seen from the 6 guys out on the mat so far.
And I did get a look. We are starting at 1.5. Jason Tino of Phillipsburg, a sophomore, 3-0. Greg Slifkin of Warren Hills, a junior, 15-16. And Tino did a nice job to fight off that takedown attempt from Slifkin. Wrestlers back up on their feet and no advantage. Kind of eyeing each other up right outside the center. Reaching for a leg. Slifkin couldn't pull it in. Matsko trying to work a front head and arm. Shrugs, blocked off by Slifkin. Joe Benvenuto, the referee for this bout. Tino dives in on the right leg, picking up on that leg, has Slifkin in a sitting position. Slifkin with a locked around the midsection, trying to horse his way behind Tino. Still no advantage here as Tino still has Slifkin's right leg. Joe Benvenuto shaking his head no. 3 seconds to go, and there is the takedown for Slifkin right before the buzzer. 2-0 lead for Greg Slifkin of Warren Hills, who picks up the first takedown of the night for the Streaks.
And their first points for Warren Hills here in the 4th bout.
Tino is going to go underneath to start the second. Greg Slifkin was a district runner-up a year ago for the Streaks.
Both wrestlers were aggressive in the first period.
Stateliners won the dual meet between the two schools last year, 53 to 14. State Liners have a 55-14 lead in the series, and they have won 32 straight. Stalemate. Correction, an illegal hold on Slifka, and a penalty point cuts his lead to 2-1. Tino set. Slifka left-hand tight waist. Tino sits. Slifka tried to check him back. Tino was able to belly down. Tino reaching to try to control Slifka's wrist. Slifka has a leg in. Has both legs in. Pressure's on the head of Tino with just under 30 seconds, and they're off the mat back to the center.
Jason chose down but has not come close to getting out here as Slifka's used the legs very well.
Normally at Phillipsburg High School, we're seated on the opposite side of the State Liner bench, and you don't hear Coach Post. Now, whether it's coming across in the broadcast, but we can hear him shouting instructions. Tino has a reversal, has Slifka on his back. Looking in is Joe Benvenuto. Looking in at the left shoulder as Tino tries to get more weight on the body press on the left shoulder. Checks the head, trying to rock him back now to his right side. As time has expired. Time has expired. That is a 5-point play for Tino. And Tino is now on top 6-2 on the reversal and the back points.
That came so quickly, Mike, I didn't quite see how he managed it.
Slifka now getting set underneath in the third.
Slifka's wondering what happened.
Tino picks up on the left ankle. Slifka stands. Tino tries to drop down to the right leg. Slifka trying to block off and get his one, or trying to spin around to Tino's right for two. Head in the side in a cradle. He has the reversal. It is 6-4. Tino trying to reverse, picks up on the near ankle. Slifka trying to block him off with his right arm. State Liners shouting at him to get one, and he gets one on the escape. Tino leads 7-4, backpedals to the center, 45 seconds to go in the bout. He was going to run out of room trying to get his two.
Yeah, that time Tino controlled the arm and just levered his way around.
Spinning around to Slifka's right. Slifka trying to block him off with his right arm. Now he switches back the other way, and a whizzer by Slifka blunts that effort by Tino. Now Slifka's in on Tino's left leg. Tino with a whizzer. And then Slifka has a takedown with 13 seconds to go. It is 7-6. And they'll go back to the center. 7-6 Tino. He will give him the escape. 8-6 Tino. And we've got 10 seconds to go. Slifka trying to get in on Tino's right leg, trying to drive through. Tino blocks that off. And Tino will win the bout 8-6 for the State Liners, the sophomore over the Warren Hills junior. We are through 4. It's Phillipsburg 15 and Warren Hills nothing. The State Liners have 3 decisions and a fall.
Jason Tino scoring 8 points without a single takedown. But that 5-point play at the end of the second period was the difference maker.
Bryce Parenti for Phillipsburg, the senior, 2-1 a year ago, against Steve Melia, a freshman, 14-2 a year ago at the middle school level. Parenti, like a late entry into the State Liners lineup, helped them out in the postseason run.
Yeah, Mike, he just appears to have added some muscle mass in the offseason.
Started in the program as a 103-pounder. He's got himself a takedown and leads 2-0. Throws that right leg in there. Stopped potentially dangerous by Chip Kastner. Back to the center here with 45 seconds to go in the first. Looking for a hazard tilt. Parenti trying to turn him. Able to roll on through was Melia. Parenti trying that again. Got himself caught underneath momentarily.
That was a little dicey.
Did have good control of that wrist and elbow on Melia. Now wants a near leg far arm tilt. And has Melia pretty well tied up. Tried to pick up on the left ankle to flatten him out. Now trying to tilt him. 1 count, 2, 3, and time has expired. That's 2 back points for Bryce Parenti, and he leads 4-0 after 1. Parenti will choose underneath to start the second. State Liners lead the match 15-0. We're in the 5th of 14. Parenti sits, stands. Melia trying to trip him back down to the mat. Melia trying to sit out and turn in. He's behind. Melia's got the reversal. 6-0 lead for Parenti. Throws the left leg in. Looking now for a cross-face cradle. May have a cross-face cradle. Parenti has a cross-face cradle. Going to take him front to back and has Melia on his back. Chip Kastner looking in at that left shoulder. And the fall. 2 minutes and 23 seconds for Bryce Parenti with a cradle. And we are through 5. It is Phillipsburg 21 and Warren Hills nothing.
That surprised me because I didn't think Parenti had that cradle tight enough.
Travis Jones of Phillipsburg, Logan Nota of Warren Hills. Nota picks up Jones and has a takedown. And trying to tilt Jones. Jones rolls on through. Trying to work a headlock on Nota. He's up a little high. Nota's trying to come out the back door.
And Travis losing the head.
Yep, popped his head. And Nota maintains control. This was an entertaining bout in last year's pin cancer event. Nota got up a little high, trying to cradle Jones. Jones trying to pick the hands apart, does, stands. Nota brings him back down, still in control. Has a leg in. Jones trying to reverse here with a double with 15 seconds to go. Nota still in control, says Frank Leitner. Jones trying to hook a leg. Time has expired, and it's a 2-0 lead for Nota after 1. Nota was 4th in District 12 a year ago. Went 15-12 on the season. Jones underneath to start the second. Travis 41-6 last year. District and region champ. 7th in the state. Trying to work a half here is Nota. from the left side and tries to underhook the right. Has Jones in a sitting position. Nota keeps that left leg in. Jones trying to shake him over top, come out the back door. Nota's up a little high. 45 seconds to go here in the second. Now Jones in a sitting position, picks up on the leg. Reaches back for the head of Nota. Jones up on his head, reaching back below the hip of Nota. Picking up on the leg. Nota's still been in control here. And there is the reversal for Travis Jones. Ties it at 2. Under 20 seconds to go here in the second. Jones trying to turn Nota to his right. 1 count, 2, 1 count. 3 seconds, Ed Mancinelli's going to count it out. So Jones maintaining control there. We are 2-2 after 2, and it is Nota's choice. He's going to go underneath.
Jones just gave a look over to the Phillipsburg bench with eyes wide. And I think he's, this is not going exactly the way he thought it would.
Jones chops at that left elbow, trying to work a hazard tilt.
Nota rode Mike Jones as well as anybody we've seen.
1 count. Jones trying to tilt him out the left side, rolls Nota on through. Again, can't hold him for the back points. Jones has the left arm barred and trying to turn him to his right. Frank Leitner looking. He's not broken the plane with that yet. Jones still trying to drive it and elevate with the legs. 1 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Body press by Jones and the fall. 3:47 for Travis Jones. An entertaining bout to get that fall. We are through 6. It's Phillipsburg 27 and Warren Hills nothing.
They pretzeled each other. And I said Nota seemed to be doing as well riding Jones as anyone we've seen because Travis is so good from underneath. And he finally caught him there in the third with persistence.
Third fall for the Stateliners. Luke Hardin, a senior, 2-6 a year ago. Nick Gorab for Warren Hills, a junior. He was 0-4 last season. Joe Benvenuto will be the referee for this bout. That's Phillipsburg in the black and red pin cancer singlets. Warren Hills in the blue and black singlets. Hardin trying to work a throw and tries to drop down to a leg, can't get it. Now wants to set up that throw again. They go off, no advantage. The Pin Cancer Nationals coming up August 11th and 12th at Easton Middle School. More information available on that at pincancer.org. Hardin tries to underhook the left shoulder. 40 seconds to wrestle here, scoreless first. This is the midway point, 7th of our 14 bouts tonight from the Warren Hills Stadium. A throw by Hardin, but couldn't maintain control of Gorab through it all. And they're off in front of the Warren Hills bench, neutral at 17 seconds.
That was pretty. He just didn't have a tight enough grip. Or Gorab went with it. Take your pick.
Gorab sporting a big pad on his right knee. Pushes in on Hardin. Tries to drop down, and Hardin tried to throw him on by with 3.5 seconds to go.
I don't remember Hardin working upper bodies so much last year.
He looks a lot bigger. He was a wrestled 25 last year. First period scoreless.
Yeah, more early in the year, not as much later, but he's looks longer.
He's up 3 weight classes.
Wow.
Hardin lost Gorab, who chose underneath to start the second, and Gorab is on top, 1-0. Hardin 2-6 last year. Kind of in some of those middle weight classes where
guys bounced around.
Yeah,
yeah.
they
26-32.
Yeah, I don't think he wrestled higher than 26. Looks for an underhook and a throw. Now drops down left leg. Picks that up behind the knee. Lost it. Then went upper body at the edge in front of the Phillipsburg bench. Reaching for a leg was Gorab. That's blocked off by Hardin, and they're off the mat at 34 seconds. Circle each other to the left. Hardin with half a shot at the left leg. Hardin reaches for a leg and can't pull it in. Final 5 seconds here in a second as Gorab tries to get in on a leg, and they're off the mat at 9/10 of a second. It's going to be Hardin's choice in the third. Hardin looks over to Coach Dave Post. He'll go underneath, trailing 1-0 here in the third. Hardin is set. Gorab right hand tight waist. Tries to wrap that around the left side of Hardin. Hardin stands, pulls the legs apart, has his escape, and we are tied at 1.
It's almost like Gorab released his grip thinking he was going to be able to get him right back, but Hardin was on the move.
1-1 here in the third. Hardin's in on the left leg, behind the knee. Trying to pull that leg through. Lost it.
He's got that twice, but he's not quite sure what to do with it when he gets there. As Gorab was keeping his foot on the outside and preventing from being drawn in.
40 seconds to go here in regulation. They each have an escape. Luke Hardin of Phillipsburg and Nick Gorab of Warren Hills. Hardin tries to drop down to the left leg and can't pull it in as they go off the mat across the way. Gorab doing the pushing in on Hardin at this point. Gets in on the right leg, but runs out of room with 18 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Hardin would rather work up top here, but if he wants to take down from the legs, he's going to have to penetrate much more because you can't quite draw that leg in when he gets it.
Hardin tried to get in on the left leg, and Gorab sprawls. Final 5 seconds of regulation. Gorab unable to finish, and we're going overtime.
Yeah, those last 2 leg grabs, he really had less of a grip than he did the first 2 times. So here's our first overtime.
1 minute up on the clock.
Both guys look a little tired right now.
State Liner coaches have been encouraging Hardin to change his level.
Well, he's stayed tall for the most part.
Looks for a throw, trying to underhook the right shoulder. Then they kind of shoot simultaneously to no advantage. Gorab shoots in, and Hardin off the mat across the way at 31 seconds. And we have some blood time for Nick Gorab of Warren Hills. The Firth Youth Center is a proud promoter of youth athletics in Warren County and has hosted many of the legendary wrestlers to rise up from Phillipsburg since the 1960s. Every Tuesday, Centenary University head coach and former Phillipsburg standout John Garrix hosts a youth wrestling club at no charge. All wrestlers with 1 year varsity experience are welcome to join the 90-minute weekly session. For more information, visit www.firthyouthcenter.com. Coaches Dave Post of Phillipsburg and Brad Gensel out talking to wrestler Luke Hardin. He scored on a third period escape. Nick Gorab of Warren Hills scoring on a second period escape. And we are 1-1 with 31 seconds to go in overtime. Stateliners lead the match 27-0. We're in the 7th of our 14 bouts. Gorab with half a shot. At the edge. And as Mike Weileman told me, as the sun sets, the mat starts to get a little slippery, and we have seen that a couple times in this bout.
Mike's always right, and yes, you did see a little loss of traction there. I think that Gorab's got some sweat in his eyes.
Hardin and a headlock by Gorab, slipped by Hardin. Hardin got behind him. Can he get a knee to the mat? The time has expired. No takedown.
That was close on both sides.
So now we go to the 30-second ride out, which is going to go to Warren Hills, and Gorab will choose down first.
They both went for it at the end of that first bonus period here. They're trying to put this thing to an end.
Gorab is ready. Now Hardin. Gorab sits. Hardin stays with him. Reaches back, right hand thigh pry. Has the left leg in. Both his feet come up off the mat as Gorab stands, and we've got 20 seconds remaining in the first 30-second overtime.
He came to his feet with some ease.
Gorab tries to stand. Hardin tried to get the left leg in. Always weight high up the outside. Gorab is out with 10 seconds to go. Gorab up 1-0 as they go off here in overtime with 7.3 seconds remaining.
Thought we might see a front headlock.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We will go to the next overtime. Hardin will be underneath. Trailing 2-1 here in overtime. 30 seconds on the clock. Hardin's ready. Gorab switches from a right hand to a left hand tight waist. Picks up on Hardin's right ankle. Just sliding across the mat, and they're off at 18.4 seconds.
Gorab had a firm control of that leg of Hardin's, and Luke couldn't get to his feet without it.
Hardin's ready. We're getting more blood time. More blood time for Nick Gorab of Warren Hills. If you just joined us, James Day of Phillipsburg, a 5-0 decision over Jared Lee. Logan Matzko, a 6-0 decision for the Stateliners over Noah DiNapoli. Joey Innamorato of Phillipsburg, a fall with a headlock, 40 seconds over Max Pagano. Jason Tino of Phillipsburg scored an 8-6 decision over Greg Slifkin. Bryce Parenti of Phillipsburg got a fall with a crossface cradle in 2:23 over Stephen Melia. Travis Jones of Phillipsburg went into the third, tied at 2 with Logan Nota, and got a fall in 3:47. We are wrestling 3 1.5-minute periods. And here in this, the 7th weight class, in overtime, with 17.6 seconds remaining, Luke Hardin of Phillipsburg is trailing Nick Gorab of Warren Hills 2-1. Hardin is ready. Tries to stand. He stands, trying to pull those hands apart. Stalling warning. Tries to pick up Hardin. And they're off the mat at 3.9 seconds to go. That, by the way, is the first stalling warning tonight in the 7th bout.
And I think deservedly so, in that everybody tonight has been working.
Now there's a caution on Gorab, who switched from that right hand quickly to a left hand tight waist. Hardin stands, tries to reach back for the head, and Gorab will win in overtime. 2-1 for the Streaks. We are halfway through. It's Phillipsburg 27 and Warren Hills 3.
So the Blue Streaks get on the board, and in takedowns halfway, Phillipsburg, which often leads big, is only up 5-3 on their feet. But they've got plenty of points on the board.
Kyle Tino for Phillipsburg, a senior, 25-11 a year ago against Nemeth of Warren Hills, a junior, 15-17 a year ago.
Kyle just seemed to get better and better as the weeks went last year. He finished very strong.
Yeah, regional finalist. Tries to snap down on the head of Nemeth. Tries to tie up, spin around behind. Now it drops down to the left leg on Nemeth. Nemeth stands. Tino now tries to snap down on the head and spin around behind. Nemeth misses on a duck under. Tino can't grab a leg. They're starting to slide on the mat. Tino got behind him and has a takedown. Tino on top 2-0. Riding out the left side on Nemeth. Strong right hand tight waist. And Tino rides out the first period ahead 2-0 after 1. Choice goes to Nemeth. Or I guess Tino will be underneath. Tino thought it was Nemeth's choice. Tino's going to be underneath to start the second. Tino reverses and leads 4-0. Reaches for the left wrist. Right hand thigh pry. Tries to check back Nemeth. Loses Nemeth. It is 4-1. Working takedowns again here in the second. 1 minute to wrestle in the second. Duck under to the right leg, now to a double by Tino. Picks up, Nemeth steps through and has himself a takedown and leads 6-1.
He did that very well last year a number of times. He's got a good penetration move and enough strength to be able to finish it.
Wants to try and tilt Nemeth to his left. Snaps Nemeth to his back. Chip Caster counting out 3, 4, and 5. 3 back points for Tino. Now ahead 9-1. Once the points are awarded, turns him again, trying to get more on that right shoulder, which is up. Now takes the right wrist. The 3 back points make it 9-1 Tino after 2. Nemeth's choice in the third. He's going to go neutral.
9-1.
Nemeth last year finishing 4th in District 12. He was 4th in the goals tournament, 8th in the Hunter and Sussex Warren. Tino 52 wins in his state liner career. Tino in on the right leg, to a double. Has a takedown and leads 11-1. Controlling, now he wants to bar the left arm and has the right wrist. Lost the bar. Wraps a tight waist around the left side. Nemeth tries to pick that off. 45 seconds to go here in the bout. There's a hazard tilt by Tino. 1 count, 2. 2 count for Tino. He is up 13-1 on the back points. Tino maintaining control out the left side.
15 seconds.
Under 15 seconds to go here in the bout. Final 5. Kyle Tino of Phillipsburg going to get himself a major decision. 13-1 is the final. We are through 8. It's Phillipsburg 31 and Warren Hills 3.
Tino with 3 takedowns, a reversal, and a total of 5 back points. He looked very good, picking up right where he left off last season.
Chris Oster out for Warren Hills in our 9th bout of the night. I believe maybe the mat has come apart. Oh no, they're moving the. Going to try and wipe some of that, or blow some of that perspiration, I guess, off the mat.
Yeah, you can see it at the angle where we're sitting. The glare is picking up a lot of the moisture, where every footprint is evident out there. So it's engaged the blowers. Even got the heavyweight in the act with the towel. Send out the big fella.
His towel and maybe his T-shirt too, at his size could do. Now we'll see if that helps a little bit. Dave Post moving one of the big orange fans out on the corner. And they'll get a big orange fan going on the other side. State Liners leading it here, 31-3. Yeah, there we go. All right. So we had a little power interruption, but we're back, and we only missed about 35 seconds of action, which is TJ Abode of Phillipsburg, a senior, 3 and 6. Chris Oster of Warren Hills, a senior, 18 and 15. Just trying to draw a little too much power out of one source, and that knocked everybody out, including the fans around the mat. So that was our interruption. But we're back, and you really you did not miss any scoring at all. Abode trying to block off Oster, is trying to spin around behind. Now Abode's in on the left leg, trying to go to a double. Oster trying to lock through the crotch on Abode with 15 seconds to go, and Abode has a takedown and a 2-0 lead. TJ, another one of that 126, 132, 138 class last year for Phillipsburg, and he has a 2-0 lead after one. Okay, we're now in the second period. TJ Abode has gotten himself an escape here in the second. 35 seconds to go in the second, and he now leads Chris Oster of Warren Hills 3-0. Trying to work a spin around the left side of Oster. Oster trying to block off with his left arm behind the left thigh of Abode. Abode trying to spin around behind him with 5 seconds to go. And heading aside, but he can't finish, and Abode leads 3-0 after 2. Oster last year was a District 12 runner-up, a goals tournament runner-up, 8th in the Hunter and Sussex Warren. Abode will be on top here in the third. Oster stands, rolls. Abode stayed with him. Maintain control. Wrapping around the tight waist on the left side. Pressures on the right elbow. Reaches inside for the wrist, got up a little high. Oster came out the back door. Oster has a reversal. And Frank Leichner says no back points, although he had Abode in a little trouble. So it's now 3-2 Abode. Just under a minute to wrestle in the bout. There's an escape for Abode. He leads 4-2. Shoots in on the left leg of Oster at the edge, and they go off the mat back to the center with 41 seconds remaining.
These guys have been pretty active.
We apologize. We've had a couple of power interruptions beyond our control here, but we're back.
Should have brought the generator. I'm sorry, Mike.
Abode has the left leg of Oster, trips with the right on the edge, right in front of our Stateliner Sports Network camera. Trying to pull him back in with 20 seconds to go, and Oster's able to pop out of that and lost his left shoe in the process.
Yeah, that was good pursuit by Abode, but I think in these conditions, it's tough to get a good hard grip on anybody.
18 seconds to go in this one. With a 4-2 lead, the Stateliners have a lead in the match of 31-3. This is our 9th bout of the night. Koster needs to be the aggressor here, trailing 4-2 in the final 15 seconds. Tries a barrel roll, blocked off by Abode. 3 seconds to go. Whizzer put in by Abode, and TJ Abode of Phillipsburg will win a 4-2 decision in our 9th bout of the night. Stateliners they have won 8 of them, and they lead 34-3. Phillipsburg has 3 falls, a major, and 4 regular decisions. The Streaks have 1 regular decision. Cody Harrison for Phillipsburg. State place winner, senior 37-5, and Nick Hildebrandt of Warren Hills, a junior 14-17. Diving in on the double is Harrison for a takedown and a 2-0 lead.
He is so good on his feet.
And last year really picked it up with that double.
I mean, it is a wonderful first step for penetration, and he drives.
Riding out the left side on Hildebrandt, Joe Benvenuto be the referee for this bout. Near the edge, Harrison picks him up, steps through, maintains control, and they're off the mat with 51 seconds to go in the first.
I don't know if he plays baseball, Mike, but he would be he would be a great drop and drive pitcher.
Harrison ready. Right hand tight waist, left elbow. Picks up Hildebrandt, brings him back down to the mat. Controlling that left wrist. Trying to set up a hazard tilt. Now out the left side. 20 seconds to wrestle here in the first. Harrison maintaining control. So far has not come close to turning Nick Hildebrandt. Tries to check him back with 5 seconds to go. Hildebrandt stands, and Harrison will maintain control, up 2-0 after 1. Cody started at 103 as a freshman, and looks to be in the Stateliner lineup at 160 or 170 this coming winter. He'll be underneath to start the second. Last year wrestled 138 postseason. Harrison stands, kind of slips down, then tears at those hands and has an escape. Harrison on top, 3-0. Dives in on that double. Trying to settle for a single. Inside trip. And Harrison has a takedown and leads 5-0.
It's a good second and third effort by Cody to get that takedown.
Controlling the left wrist. And just trying to turn him with control of the left shoulder, but gives up on that. Reaches inside for the right wrist. 40 seconds to wrestle here in the second. Harrison on top, 5-0. 2 takedowns and an escape on Warren Hills Jr. Nick Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt was a District 12 runner-up last year. Harrison, a district champ, region champ, and 4th in the state. Has the right leg in, maintaining control here with 5 seconds to go. Trying to turn Hildebrandt to his left. And Harrison leads 5-0 after 2. Hildebrandt looks over to Coach Sabrisha, and he'll take neutral in the third.
Thank you, because that's the more entertaining way to watch Cody Harrison.
Harrison trying to pressure on the head. Tries to snap down on the head of Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt shot in, missed, and Harrison spun around behind for a takedown. His 7 points, 7-0.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so much that he shot as much as he reached. He went low and reached. He stayed low because I don't think he wanted Cody Harrison to drill him underneath again.
Harrison controlling the left wrist. Has the right leg in. Trying to turn Hildebrandt to his right, 2 count. Joe Benvenuto signals that he's got 2 back points coming. 1 count. That's in. Joe again shakes his head no. Now he's driving a half Nelson from the far side. 1 count, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 back points coming. 20 seconds to go in the bout. Trying to sink that half Nelson from the right side. There's 3 back points, and that's 10-0 for Cody Harrison. It's going to be a major decision for the Stateliner senior. 10-0 major for Cody Harrison. This is Phillipsburg's Jake Wicks, who has a 5-0 lead on Tyler McCarthy. McCarthy, a freshman, but an outstanding 16-0 winter in the middle school level last year. Jake Wicks is the only state liner in the upperclassmen, non-freshman in the lineup tonight who does not have any varsity bouts on his record. But he's done a pretty good job here controlling Tyler McCarthy. He's got a 5-0 lead after 2. And a first period takedown, chose bottom to start the second, got an escape and takedown to go up 5-0. And it'll be McCarthy will choose neutral in the third. Warren Hills has done a lot of that, choosing neutral in the third. It really hasn't paid off.
No, it's what I'm saying. It's more entertaining on a hot night. Maybe you just don't want to be down low. I mean, the team win's not that important thing tonight.
McCarthy about a head taller than Jake Wicks. Jake is the son of Delaware Valley state champion, 2-time state champion, Jamie Wicks. He's got a front head and arm, trying to spin around behind with a cradle, keeping his head in the side. Has the right leg, picks that up on McCarthy. And Wicks off the mat, says referee Chip Kastner, with 49 seconds to go.
Wicks has done well. A guy with no varsity experience facing a heralded freshman. He's done very well. Seemed confident, in control. He's had good moves.
Snaps him down. Again, trying to spin around to his right. Hooks that leg. McCarthy blocking off with his right arm. Wicks looking over to Dave Post for some instruction. Picks up on the far ankle, trying to take McCarthy off his base with under 20 seconds to go in the bout. Tries that right hand and has the takedown. Jake Wicks goes up 7-0. 5 seconds to go in this one. And Jake Wicks will win 7-0. We are through 11. Phillipsburg has an insurmountable 41-3 lead. The state liners have 3 falls, 2 majors, 5 regular decisions. Warren Hills has a regular decision. Austin Roth out for Phillipsburg. A senior 22-12, facing sophomore Logan Pocari, 4-17 a year ago. Austin Roth, the district champ, 5th in the region a year ago. And kind of back in the same weight class at 195.
Yeah, Roth was another guy that finished strong as the year went on. His wind got better. He's had good moves, and he knows how to use his strength.
Switching to a double from that single. Trying to pick Pocari up over top. Now he spins and hooks Pocari's right leg. Pocari trying to stay locked to the midsection. Still no advantage here. Now Roth has a takedown. Austin Roth of Phillipsburg on top, 2-0. Pocari controlling Roth's left wrist.
With that takedown now, the liners have gone up 16-3 on their feet. They've really built it over the last several bouts.
Roth trying to turn him to his right. Got 10 seconds to do it here in the first. Has a leg hooked. Cups him under the chin, turns him. Looking in is Frank Leitner. Time expires. That is 3 back points for Austin Roth. And he leads Pocari 5-0 after 1. Roth will go underneath to start the second.
That looks really slick now.
Warren Hills is going to be favored in the final 2 bouts tonight with Nick Galka and Doro Ajayi. Locked hands is going to be called. on Pocari. There it is. That is a reversal for Roth and the penalty point. Makes it 8-0. Roth maintaining control. Roth riding out the left side. Reaches, controls the left wrist, lost it. Reaches for that wrist again. Trying to get 2-on-1 on that left wrist. Has Pocari flattened out. Under 30 seconds to wrestle here in the second. Roth has been in command. Scoreboard has 7-0, but I thought he got a penalty point and a reversal.
I agree with you.
Roth reaches for that left wrist again.
If it's on the score sheet, it must be correct.
Under 10 seconds to go. He wants to sit atop of that bar, but he's going to run out of time. 8-0 Roth after 2. Pocari's choice in the third, and he will choose neutral.
Leitner did signal the locked hands and put up a point, so it was takedown in the first with a 3-point back play.
Roth going to take some time, retie the left shoelace.
It's a nice night when you can give baseball scores during wrestling.
Yes, it is. And Ed Mancinelli being a very big, perhaps the biggest Yankee fan. When he gave the Phillies score first, I was a little worried, but he did have the Yankees score, and they are winning.
Because no one could check their phones, so that's good.
Working takedowns here in the third with 1 minute to wrestle. Roth tried to reach for the left leg, couldn't get it, and they're off the mat, back to the center at 56 seconds.
See if he works a throw for the crowd. I don't know. Might be a little tired at this point for that, but Austin does like them.
They break apart. 45 seconds to go in this one.
Both guys seem a little content with where the scoreboard is right now.
Yeah, just circling to the right. Fighting for hand control. Roth fakes the leg shot. Then reaches for a leg, can't get it.
His feet slipped a couple times there, so that might be a note of caution. Let's not do something silly that gets somebody hurt.
20 seconds to go. Couldn't pull in the right leg.
Yes, he caught himself there on 3 points there, Mike. That's the kind of thing that he would key from during the winter to get a takedown.
And it's over. 8-0 major decision for Austin Roth of Phillipsburg. Final 2 bouts coming up. It's Phillipsburg 45 and Warren Hills 3. Gage Horvath for Phillipsburg, a sophomore, 0-3 a year ago. And he will face senior Nick Galka, 25-6. One of the co-captains for the Streaks.
Gage looks a little bigger from a year ago, Mike.
Galka was a region runner-up a year ago. District 12 champ. Wrestlers are tied up. Joe Benvenuto, the referee for this bout. Off the mat, no advantage here at 53 seconds to go in the first. Galka's in on Horvath's right leg, and Horvath slipped. Galka finishes as the takedown and leads 2-0. Tried to throw that left leg in. Spins around, maintains control. Horvath trying to get to his feet, does. Tries to pull Galka's hands apart, and are off the mat at 21 seconds to go here in the first. Horvath getting set. Galka, right hand tight waist, pressures the left elbow. Has the right leg in on Horvath. Final 5 seconds here of the first. Galka tries to stick that left leg in, and Galka leads 2-0 after 1. Galka going to be underneath to start the second. Horvath on top. And Galka is out very quickly to lead 3-0, and then has a takedown to lead 5-0. Galka was a goals tournament champion, 5th in the Hunter Sussex Warren, 71 and 34 in his career for the Streaks. Horvath stands. Galka picks him up on the mat return.
For the first minute or so, Gage was giving him a run on his feet, but it's been all Galka ever since.
Galka reaches inside for the right wrist.
Start of this period, he did that sit and turn and was out in less than 3 seconds and got the takedown nearly as quick. And he's riding here with no difficulty.
Just under 30 seconds to go here in the second period. Galka with a 5-0 lead on 2 takedowns and an escape. And he has been able to control Gage Horvath of Phillipsburg. State Liners with a 45-3 lead in the match. After 2, Galka on top, 5-0. Horvath's choice. He will go underneath in the third.
Did not really get to his base in the last period, let alone come close to getting out.
Stands, and there's that mat return by Galka. Got the heavyweights to come right after this one. It's been a nice night here in Washington. Galka's going to cut Horvath to make it 5-1.
Yeah, with the sun gone, it's quite pleasant now. But you can see the humidity.
Off they go across the way at 46 seconds. Galka tries to pummel in on Horvath at the edge. Horvath wanted to throw him on by. They are off the mat at 37 seconds to go. Yeah, there's a noticeable glaze.
Yes.
On the mat. It's the humidity making its presence felt.
More than a sheen.
Front head and arm, and Galka's able to pull Horvath on by, take him down to go up 7-1. Final 5 seconds. Nick Galka of Warren Hills is going to have the Streak's second win of the night. It is 7-1 over Gage Horvath of Phillipsburg. We go to the final bout of the night. It is Phillipsburg 45 and Warren Hills 6.
Galka certainly looks good there.
Cody Klutz for Phillipsburg, a junior, coming off an 11-12 season a year ago against Doro Ajayi of Warren Hills, a senior, 21-15. And I remember talking at the Regions last year to Warren Hills coach Jared Hosbach as Ajayi gets a quick takedown. Ajayi was really raw and improved tremendously from the start till the end of the season. I mean, he finished 5th at Regions.
He's tall and strong. Quickness is not going to be his game, but if he can use the leverage that he's got, he'll be successful.
Has control of that left ankle on Cody Klutz. Klutz is out. It is 2-1. Working takedowns again.
I think Klutz is given a few pounds here.
Yep, it was 220 last year. I mean, he's definitely, and I do remember Jared Hosbach telling me that Ajayi had to cut weight to make 285. He just throws Klutz on by his second takedown and leads 4-1. I would say he's probably given up 50 or more, Bob. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, Ajayi's he's very tall.
Well, he shot under him, which normally would not be recommended, but he's got himself a takedown, and it's now 4-3, and he rides out the second period.
That was good timing for Klutz, too. I think Ajayi was standing up tall, trying to see what Klutz, and Klutz just moved more quickly. Good for Cody.
And getting it as late as he did, he saved that escape point.
Yeah.
So it's 4-3 after 1.
Like he planned it.
Yeah, Klutz underneath in the second. Klutz trying to stand. Now blocks off Ajayi, comes out. Klutz has an escape, and we are tied at 4.
Cody's got to be quick here.
Yeah, I think if you're going to go after a leg, Bob, don't you have to sweep it?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I think I get to the side, grab, and pull.
Yeah, he slips at the edge.
Yeah, that's
able to back out, neutral.
Yeah, these are tough conditions to be fleet of foot because you're not going to get great traction. But he does not want to be under Doro Ajayi.
Shoots right in. Ajayi trying to snap him down. Klutz gets back up to his feet.
Klutz is wrestling pretty smart here.
Yep. I mean, he is a lot quicker. The question is, can he be quicker and strong enough?
I think he can take him down if he can get the side move. I don't think he's going to hold them very long. And
35 seconds to go in the second. Ajayi wanted a throw. He's got his hands locked, wanted a bear hug. Klutz comes out of that. Klutz tried to snap down. Klutz shoots in on the leg. Ajayi sprawls. Klutz again got in on the leg but slipped. Ajayi with control of the ankle, trying to spin around behind. As Klutz tries to keep a leg, frees his ankle. And there is no advantage. The crowd got into this one like they have no other bout tonight.
Yeah.
Final 10 seconds of the second. Klutz shoots in. Klutz has a takedown after 2 and leads it 6-4.
That was terrific. That was terrific. He got enough of a side angle to get the leg and come around without having to bear the weight.
Well, he's got the lead at 6-4. I mean, now it's 1, not 2. And I don't know that Ajayi could take him down. If Klutz has to wrestle intelligently here in the third. Tries to break down Ajayi. Out the left side. Trying to hook that left leg. Ajayi stands. Trying to pull the hands apart. Arches his back. Still pulling those hands. Dave Post yelling at there's a stalling warning.
He's got to let him go here.
Drops down to the leg. And this is where Ajayi's inexperience comes in.
Yes, somehow Klutz got him back down.
Yep, behind the legs. He has a stalling warning and leading here 7-4. Klutz breaks him down. in front of the Warren Hills bench. 45 seconds to go in regulation. Klutz keeping his weight high in the back, reaches inside for the left wrist, loses it. Klutz is up high, has to watch himself, trying to keep that right leg in, out the right side. 25 seconds to go in regulation. It is stalemated by referee Joe Benvenuto. Cody Klutz pointing to something on his right arm. Do we have injury time? Nope. We're going to come back to it. Klutz is still on top. 18 seconds to go in regulation. Scoreboard has 7-4. I have 6-4. Klutz on top. Ajayi stands. Klutz trying to pick up the left leg, lost it. Now an escape. 6-5. Klutz has to get on his horse here. He does have a stalling warning on top. And Cody Klutz is going to win a 6-5 decision.
I've got 7.
7-5 decision over Doro Ajayi of Warren Hills. The final score tonight, Phillipsburg 48 and Warren Hills 6.
That was a fun finish. Klutz did well. Yeah, I've got a pair of escapes here early after the 2 Ajayi takedowns. And a takedown late then in the period. Another escape and a takedown for Klutz. So that was it's summertime, but that has to be a nice confidence builder for Cody Klutz.
State Liners open with James Day, the freshman, a 5-0 win over Jared Lee. Logan Matsko of Phillipsburg, a 6-0 decision over Noah DiNapoli. Joey Innamorato of Phillipsburg, a fall with a headlock in 40 seconds over Max Pagano. Jason Tino of Phillipsburg, an 8-6 decision over Greg Slifkin. Bryce Parenti of Phillipsburg, a fall with a cross-face cradle in 2:23 over Stephen Melia. Travis Jones of Phillipsburg, a fall in 3:47 over Logan Nota. Nick Gorab of Warren Hills in overtime, a 2-1 decision over Phillipsburg's Luke Hardin. Kyle Tino of Phillipsburg, a 13-1 major over Nemeth. TJ Abode of Phillipsburg, a 4-2 decision over Chris Oster. Cody Harrison, a 10-0 major decision for Phillipsburg over Nick Hildebrandt. Jake Wicks of Phillipsburg, a 7-0 decision over Tyler McCarthy. Austin Roth of Phillipsburg, an 8-0 major decision over Logan Pocari. Nick Galka of Warren Hills, a 7-1 decision over Phillipsburg's Gage Horvath. And then Cody Klutz of Phillipsburg with a 7-5 decision over Doro Ajayi of Warren Hills. And Coach Dave Post has joined us. And let's start right there with Cody Klutz. Because to me, that was an upset.
Yeah, huge. I mean, we had Patrick Sharp had a great year for us this year. For Klutzy to go out there and Sharpie had lost in overtime to him. It's one of those things like, we told Klutz before the match, just stay in your positions. Don't go crazy. It's neutralized, the feet wrestling for a little bit, and that's where Duro's very good. We knew that we'd have the advantage on the mat. We didn't think we'd get 2 takedowns in the bout, though. But that was all a feel thing. I mean, Cody, that's 3 years of, 2 years of varsity experience. This will be his 3rd. And knowing that he wasn't protecting his wrap arm or single leg side, so he just immediately got in, and rather than let the weight difference come down on top of him, he cut the corner and took the weight away from him. It was just really good wrestling, scoring late in the periods. Both takedowns came within the last 10 seconds of the period. Couldn't be more happy with him. If we can have our big guys wrestle like that, we'll be in very good shape.
And I think overall you have to be very pleased tonight. We dropped 2 bouts.
Yeah. I mean, and both of those bouts we wrestled hard. I mean, obviously the overtime match we would have liked to have it go the other way at 140, and then we wrestled really well against this, one of the top guys in the state at 220. And Gage is a first-year varsity wrestler for us, so I was very happy with how we wrestled. I thought we looked a little sluggish in the beginning. I wonder, how much that had to do with the humidity. James and Logan are, they have unbelievable motors, and those guys are never out of shape. So when they looked a little bit of sluggish and late in the match, but those guys wrestled comfortably. They had great finishes. It was very good to see.
Just like last year in this event, Travis Jones and Logan Nota put on a show for people.
Yeah, I mean, those guys, they're two of the funkiest wrestlers around. They love rolling around on the mat. He neutralized a lot of the stuff that we do with, riding those legs. It's something obviously that we'll have to work on with Travis. Travis, he's fine. As long as he can get to his offense and he can keep moving around. I would have liked to see him wrestle a little bit better on his feet because the mat was still pretty dry at that point in time. But I guess, we were talking about it. If you watch a lot of international wrestling, the Beat the Streets match with multiple world and Olympic champions, Jordan Burroughs and Frank Chamizo wrestled in basically the same conditions here. So I guess if it's good enough for world and Olympic champions, it's good enough for Peberg and more.